Hi crafty friends, Shana from ShanoukiArt. Thank you so much for the amazing response to my glue book. In today's video, I'm going to create another page. Glue booking is currently one of my favorite things. Today's color is red. I have gathered lots of items that feature red. And of course, this is a shoe glue book, so here is my red shoe. As always, I don't really have a plan of how this is going to look. I'm just going to start by fussy cutting out my shoe, and then I'm going to start cutting my red pieces and applying them to the page. I'm going to keep the style of my pages the same throughout the book, which means I'm not going to tear my papers. I'm going to cut them with the scissors, and I'm going to keep them symmetrical. Well, in most cases. Magazines are a great place to gather things for your glue booking. If you watched my previous video on glue booking, you will remember that the initial idea for this started with a page from a magazine. It was that purple and turquoisey cabbage page that triggered the inspiration for me to start this process. Because I'm using a single color on this page as opposed to 2 or 3 colors, I am going to allow for patterns, so stripes and dots, maybe even hearts, to allow for variety and interest. And at the bottom of this piece were some blue little whales that I'm going to keep for perhaps the blue page. You really can use anything that you find interesting. I have this picture of a lipstick, and then this frame. Even though there is text in the bottom right hand corner, I can still use it, and I'll show you how I'm going to cover that up. I loved this big juicy strawberry as soon as I saw it. I'm definitely going to use it in today's page. Before I start gluing anything down, I am going to gather a few pieces that'll be my starting point. Although I'm cutting with the scissors to sort of be straight, not everything is exactly straight. I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not really measuring. I find that a little bit too tedious for this kind of process. This is just meant to be relaxing. And personally, I don't mind if something is a little bit skew. So I have some of my pieces and I'm going to start gluing. I'm using a glue stick. At the moment, I think that is sufficient for this process. You can of course repeat papers or patterns. This one I have cut in half and I'm going to use the other half at the bottom of the page. This I feel creates cohesion. I always start from the edge and work my way in. Some people start from the center and work their way out. You do it whichever way you prefer and whatever makes sense to you. This little floral with the date on is from a little calendar book that is from Taperlogy. They come out with a new one every year. And on this spread, I actually used 2 different ones because there was 2 beautiful ones with red flowers. I will put a link to Taperlogy in the description box below, and there is a discount if you use my code. I found this a great way to use up scrap papers. This red paper that I have, I've had for many years and I've just never used it. It's just sat in the bottom of my scrap pile, never really had a use for it, and today it just fits perfectly. A little hard to see, but it has metallic embossed hearts on it. It is so pretty. As per my normal style of video, I'm not going to talk just for the sake of talking. I will explain what I'm doing. A lot of this though is repetitive, so you can just watch while I create and hopefully be inspired. I love using stamps. I think they come in such great colors and designs. This one was a red heart, is just perfect. And I think they're great little gap fillers. And also, if you have a larger piece of colored paper, for example, and you want to break that up a little bit, sticking a stamp on that creates beautiful interest. And I have used this stamp to cover up the little corner of the frame that had the text. I think it fits perfectly. I found this beautiful page of colored roses, one in every color almost. I'm going to obviously use the red today and save the others for some yellow and pink pages that I know I will be doing in the future. And this gorgeous flower, I'm going to fussy cut this. I don't want really any of the green, just the flower. I think that stands out beautiful. It's nice and big, so it's really bold on the page. And I love my glitter or metallics, something shiny. This paper has got a gold metallic design. And of course, I'm going to add it to my page. And this piece that is repeating from the top of the page, I'm going to swap it over. At the top, it is vertical. I'm going to make it horizontal at the bottom. This, I feel, creates some balance. A great place also to use any kind of stickers that you have and any rub-ons, any bits of ephemera. This is a sticker ticket. I'm just going to trim it. I don't want the white edge. I want just the red, and then we'll find a space for it. I think that flower will look great in the bottom right hand corner. It's okay that some of it is sticking off the page. We'll trim that off. When you find a picture that you want to use, it doesn't matter if the whole thing doesn't fit on the page or doesn't look good on the page. You can have it half off the page and then just trim it off. You can just use a portion of it. Just continuing and moving some elements around just to find out what is going to fit where. A tip that I always like to say is always have more items than what you need. Allow yourself choice and variety. When you're collecting your items, to collect obviously big papers that you can cut and make smaller, but also little tiny pictures. They're great for little gap fillers or little tiny bits of die cuts or even words. Bring in your washi tape, your stickers, bring it all to the table. Another piece with some gold, just to balance out the gold on the right. The ticket sticker is too big. I'm just going to cut that down smaller. It's okay to adjust the bits and pieces. And something else I like to encourage is use your good stuff. I am very guilty of always saving all the pretty things for one day when I make something maybe special, and then I just leave it in the corner and collect dust. Use the good stuff too. Every project is important. Every project is part of your creative journey. Don't be afraid to use it. Otherwise, what are we saving it for? Unintentionally, I have a lot of hearts on this page, and of course, because it's red, when my daughter walked in, she actually asked if I'm doing a Valentine's page, which I'm not, and it wasn't meant to be, but it sort of looks like that. How cute does that strawberry look? And of course now I need to find a special spot for my shoe. It's going to be hard to let it stand out as a focal point as we've got red on red, but let me show you how I'm going to do that. Any stickers that I have that I'm using on this page specifically, I am trimming off any white excess all the way around. I want just that red color. We do have some white that breaks the red in some of the designs and patterns that I've used. And I do like to stick smaller elements on top of my background papers, like that flower at the top and of course my shoe. So it's not going to be all totally flat. There are some layers in this glue book. An old sticker sheet with letters. Let's put an S for Shanouki in there. I found a few matching stamps. I'm going to add those. And I want to find a space for this red label. These butterflies that I'm going to fussy cut there from Making and Creating, I'll put a link to that website in the description box below. Cutting the label in half, I'm going to put it as if it's coming off the page. I'm going to put the other half behind the shoe. This will help the shoe pop off the page and make it stand out so it's not blending in with all the red background. I'm also going to add that miniature playing card which has mainly white background, which will also help show off that shoe. I really wanted to find a space for this half circle die cut. I really wanted to use it. I'm going to cut it in half and put it in the top corner. And this is washi tape from the washi tape shop. Link also in the description box below. There's some beautiful red butterflies with some gold trim, which I think suit my theme really well. I'm going to fussy cut out a few and add them to the page. I didn't like that placement of that last butterfly. Thankfully it's washi tape so I can just peel it off. Cut it in half and put it somewhere else. And now I'm going to write something on the left. I'm just going to use a red marker pen, and I'm going to write one of my most favorite sayings of the moment. I like to apply it to myself. I think it applies to most people, and especially in the paper craft space. Again, I don't measure where the wording is going to go. I just try to picture the spacing. I use a ruler just to try and keep the lines straight, and I just do freehand writing. We need to create without fear. I really hope you enjoyed this video on my second Gluebook page. I hope you were inspired to create your own. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the little bell so you're notified every time I upload new content. Thanks again for watching. Happy creating, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.